mention the word X, what comes to your mind? You always think evil, you always think bad, you always think mistreated. But in today's video, I want to share with you some of the things that we ignore, or some of the things that we think are actually, or what we actually call evil, and it's not evil per se. So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing on exes are not always evil, and I'm going to give you reasons why I came up with this conclusion, or the reason why I'm going to be sharing with you this video. So my name is NJAU if you're new here, and if you've always been around supporting this channel, thank you so much. May God bless you. If you haven't subscribed, kindly consider doing that. Hit that subscribe button and let's keep growing. Now, the reason why I'm saying that exes are not always evil is because I know we all have we get into relationship with the mentality of this is what I want and this is what I expect from this person, and those are expectations that we shouldn't have in the first place. But the reason why you find that most people blame their exes for what they didn't have in their previous relationships. Like, you went through this situation and now you're expecting when you find another person, they are going to do better, act better, treat you better, talk to you better, and you end up realizing that this is actually not happening even in this new relationship. This is because in most relationships, or in most cases, you need to understand that both of you are not perfect. Both of you are not perfect, and everybody has their own weaknesses. And when you closely observe such things, you'll realize that even your weaknesses are playing a big role in making this relationship not work. Because we are very quick at pointing fingers at everybody else apart from us. So, if at all that relationship is not working, don't be quick to think that this other person is the problem. You need to first sit down and just do a research of yourself. Just search within yourself, take some time and try to analyze what happened to your previous relationship and see the role you played for that relationship not to work. And so that for that reason, it will help you not to do the same thing in this other relationship. Because if you sit down and evaluate what happened or what caused the breakup in your previous relationship, you need to realize that you're also going to date a person. So you might end up doing the same thing to this other person, and you might end up getting the same results. So before you blame that other person, you need to sit down and watch yourself. Like, sit down and write down if you have to. I keep saying write down because when you write things down, you don't forget. When you go back, you realize that you wrote this and that. So when you sit down and write all those things down, you realize that I have a certain weakness. I have this problem that I need to work on. I have maybe anger issues, I have baby daddy issues, I have all those things. Just don't be like the person who is always thinking that the other person is the problem and you don't want to work on yourself. So the first thing you need to do is start by pointing finger at yourself and trying to figure out what you can work on yourself, what you can change within yourself, what you can work on that you know is your weakness that provokes other people or maybe provokes your partners, so that you can avoid trying to judge other people and trying to just think hakunifanyia, hakusema, hakufanya, all those things, pointing fingers at everybody, at your partner, instead of working on yourself. And the other thing that you need to understand is that you have to be the best version of yourself before you start dating someone else. Okay? You had this relationship, it didn't work, and now you think like jumping into another relationship is going to solve that problem. You need to first work on yourself. Work on your emotions, work on your finances, work on your spirituality. Because at the end of the day, you cannot give from an empty cup. If you're not emotionally stable, be less assured you cannot handle a person who has emotional issues. You have to be emotionally stable yourself. You have to know, like, you have to handle, you have to be mature emotionally. There are things that cannot shake you, or you know for real, like, I can handle this. And if you cannot handle your emotions, I don't see how you can handle someone else's emotions. So before you get to that, you have to be the best version of yourself in your emotions, in your finances. You cannot be blaming everybody else for not doing things to you, things that you yourself cannot do for you, things that you cannot do for yourself. Okay, you need to be in a position to at least meet me halfway. That is what I mean. You might not be in a position to fully cover for all that you need, but at least you have to be in a position to meet yourself halfway. Don't expect people to do things for you that you cannot do for yourself, because you need to ask yourself this question: why can't I do this thing for myself? Why am I expecting this other person to do A, B, C, D, while deep inside my heart I know I cannot do that? Because you want you want things from every other person apart from you contributing to bringing those things to the table. Okay, so you need to be the best version of yourself. Even in your spiritual walk, you need to be spiritually mature. You need to have a relationship with God. And I'm not the kind of person who will tell you, like, I'm not that spiritual. You need to have a stand. The Bible says you're either hot or cold. There's nothing like lukewarm. So you need to understand that you have a relationship with God before you even get into that, or you expect someone else to lead you to that direction. If they can lead you, that is even an added advantage. But you need to have that personal relationship with God. Remember that you cannot give from an empty cup. You have to fill yourself first. Fill yourself first before you share or you start feeling someone else. You need to be emotionally stable. You need to be financially stable. You need to be spiritually stable, or spiritually mature, emotionally mature, so that you can be able to handle someone else. Because the reason why I said that not all exes are evil is because we are so quick to judge, and we are so quick to think that it was this person who did this to me, that we forget to check ourselves. Okay, ni huyu alifanya, ni huyu hakufanya, ni huyu hakufanya. And that's how you end up having bitterness with someone who, even in the first place, was not the one to blame. You had your own personal issues, you had your own unhealed wounds, you had your own issues that you had not dealt with, and you end up blaming every other person apart from yourself. The same person you call evil, you might be shocked to see that they made the best husband to someone else, they made the best wife to someone else, and that person adores them, like for real. So that will end up telling you that that person was not the problem, that you had some things that you needed to work on yourself that you had not settled. So before you rush to call someone names, before you rush to even say that someone is evil, or even post them on social media, because that has been the thing lately, that things didn't work out, and you think posting someone or exposing someone on social media is going to do you justice. Just know that what you think is evil, or what you call evil, might be someone else's angel, or maybe someone else's darling. When you don't work on yourself, you will end up blaming other people for your mistakes. When you don't look at yourself first before you point fingers at someone else, you will end up thinking that those people that person is an evil person, or else it was you who never worked on yourselves to handle who they were. Because some people come together and both of you have issues, and you don't expect two wounded people to have a relationship that is working. Because you have your issues, I have my issues. I came expecting this that I was not offered in my previous relationship, and I also came with this that I was not offered. So I am expecting this from you, and you're expecting this from me. So if I don't work on myself and you don't work on yourself, we are going just to mess up that relationship. So before you point a finger on someone else, before you call someone evil, before you call someone all sort of names, just figure out, just know that you need to work on yourself. Because there are men who call women gold diggers. And let me tell you something, that woman might not be a gold digger. It's you who has not worked on your finances, okay? And there are women who will call men dogs and all those other names that women call men, irresponsible and all those things, but you have not worked on yourself, okay? You need to get everything in order before you get to your next relationship. And now we know better, because we have so many people out there who are giving out the stories of their lives, giving you experiences like what I'm doing right now, so you cannot ignore information and think and you cannot ignore information and go mess around and say that you didn't know. We are living in a world where there's so much information. So get informed, work on yourself, work tirelessly on yourself, work on your personal relationship, okay? Your relationship with God, your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your family, your relationship with your finances, your job, your career, all those things. Work on those things before you let someone else in your life. So I hope that has been helpful. I hope you're going to learn from this video. Like, no, don't, before you point fingers to someone else, before you go blaming someone else, you need to point at yourself and ask yourself, am I the best version of myself? Can I date me? Always ask yourself that question. Can I handle me? Can I date me? If I was a man, can I date a lady like me? If I was a woman, can I date a man like me? Always ask yourself that question. And if you find yourself thinking it over, just know that you're not ready for dating and you still have a lot to work on yourself. So have yourself a lovely week, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.